Tonight on Wild Chicago, we'll visit the home of Rodan and Mothra at Milwaukee Avenue's House of Monsters. Dive into Al Petroulis' basement of underwater artifacts. Learn the fine points of feng shui with Dick O'Day. Participate in a pataphysics party, and then we'll debut the first installment of Gus Goldenose, Wild Chicago Talent Scout. I could have done that one.
I'm Will Klinger. We're your video navigators
on an urban adventure.
Tonight, with our team of wild correspondents, we'll explore a side of Chicagoland
you may not recognize. The offbeat side, the eccentric, the unusual, the frightening. Now, thanks to you and your many suggestions,
we'd like to take you to
that part of the city we know as Wild Chicago.
Kaufman has turned a lifelong interest in horror and mayhem into his very own store. Welcome to the House of Monsters.
Hey, is this Barry?
This is Barry.
And tell us where we are.
You're in the House of Monsters.
Good God. How did you start this place?
I accumulated goods over a period of about 25 years, had 3 warehouse spaces, an apartment with things falling all over the place, and decided it was time to make it available to the public. When I was about 6 years old, I saw the giant Gila monster on television, so I started getting iguanas and lizards and having them destroy my train sets, and pretty soon I graduated to real monsters.
And you even made a film, correct?
We actually made the first film featuring a machete-wielding Santa Claus.
What was that one called?
Red Christmas. It's nice because every weekend we have so much new stuff, and we get probably 5% turnover of stock every week, so we get so much new stuff.
Where do you get your new stuff?
Well, fortunately, we have nice people who come in here with their collections and trade things or want to
trade.
Oh, I buy things, I trade things, anything to accumulate more excellent monster goods.
This place is like better than Toys R Us or any of those other toy stores.
And he's the classic Godzilla 1954 style. This is a 6-channel radio-controlled figure, which is kind of the ultimate Godzilla pet/toy.
You prefer this guy to the one in the most recent movie, right?
Oh, yes. This is our wall of Monster Magazine fame. This magazine, Famous Monsters, is pretty much the most desirable collectible of Monster Magazine. Some of these, you know, cost ridiculous amounts now, $500 to $1,000, but they were first published in the 1950s.
I noticed you got a Linda Blair fetish.
2 different Linda Blairs, actually. Yeah, this Linda Blair
both look pretty bad.
Yeah, they're both nasty. This Linda Blair was autographed for us. You make my head spin.
Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Barry, tell us what you do when you're not running the store on weekends.
I'm an ophthalmologist.
What do your ophthalmology patients think of this obsession with monsters?
I pretty much keep it quiet until now.
Until now. Now they'll know.
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually looking for the Spaghetti Western magazine.
You're in the wrong place, sir. It's horror here. It's monsters.
Yeah, I know that. He's a cowboy.
There is a cowboy, and wait a minute. There's a nude. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Hey, sir, wait a minute.
This is Damien. He is our main employee and model builder for the store.
Can we get a close-up of your forehead?
Sure. Damien, Son Queen, Venimu, Koru, Venimu, bum 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 bum.
Who's this?
This is Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster, pretty much another classic Godzilla figure from the 60s.
I'm thinking Godzilla probably tore his heads off, right?
Godzilla tied his heads up in a knot and smashed him, and blood spurted out of his mouth in slow motion, yeah.
Jim, I see you're manipulating that killer clown. It's hard to get laughs with the kids with dental work like that, isn't it?
The killer clowns had, like, cotton candy machines that they would wrap people up in cotton candy and hang them from the ceiling, you know, and they had popcorn guns.
Seemingly harmless things turned into weapons of death. Quasimodo? Is that?
Yes, that's Charles Lawton as Quasimodo. That is one of my favorite
That's a great
pieces. Yes, that is beautiful.
Is that for sale?
No. There were only 5 of those made by the Halloween Society in 1982.
Who's the guy with the bad teeth here? And the wig?
That's a Japanese Frankenstein from Frankenstein Conquers the World.
See, those Japanese, they want everything. You know, they already had Godzilla. Now they want our Frankenstein for their own?
The Japanese are true monster lovers.
Enter an age of unknown terrors, pagan worship, and virgin sacrifice.
And semi-nude women.
What is the deal with virgins in horror films? So why does it have to be a virgin?
Well, usually it depends on the film, but in this case, it has to be a virgin because dinosaurs don't like tainted women.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I learned that.
Is that scientifically proven?
I learned that from that film, actually. This is a Mothra larvae. You can put him on the floor or whatever, and he'll walk along for you.
Is that the soundtrack from Mothra?
Yeah.
Why is falsetto so affiliated with horror
It's
films?
ethereal.
Gary, if somebody wants to sample the wares here at House of Monsters, what should they do?
Come to 1579 North Milwaukee, the 2nd floor of the Flatiron Building.
Phone number?
773-292-0980.
Now, please take this spike out of my head.
Every